good for I need an assistant here, and you guys are doing me dirty. Right, now we've hit record. But if you're going for a coffee with a friend and you're saying, right, you know what, this time I'm gonna have a hot chocolate. She is on, by the way, a hot chocolate, and but this time I'm not gonna have the marshmallows, I'm not gonna have a cream. That's a good decision in itself. But another decision to make would be to say, do I need that hot chocolate? Could I go for coffee and actually have, because I had a look, I did look it up because I was curious because I don't like hot chocolate. That's never going to be a beverage of my choice, but it was 200 calories for a small one. And if you've already got loads of other plans, I have to challenge it and say, could you forgo that hot chocolate for something like a cup of tea or a green tea or a coffee like with very, very low calories, more like an Americano, potentially black, or with a tiny bit of milk in, something like that instead of having a hot chocolate? If you know you've got all it now, if you have no other plans in that week, absolutely, you've got that couple of hundred calories. You could easily have that within your allowance, but you're going to struggle to be able to do everything. But if you're in the habit of going for that coffee with that friend, could you actually steer towards doing something differently that actually is less likely to derail you on your journey? Where you go, you know what, we normally go for a coffee. I'd be tempted to have this. You might even have a cake. That's just going to mean me staring at that cake until you've finished it, which is going to tempt me to have something. Why don't we just go for a walk? Could we actually meet and go out on a really nice walk? Crispy weather, beautiful day outside. Let's go for a walk instead, because that's more likely to hit your goals and a lot less likely to derail you. And again, another example is one of the women, I think she is on as well, where you were talking about you've got lots of different breakfast meetings this week. And again, I had to challenge it and say, could you do things a little bit differently? And I know we've kind of unpacked this in messages, but it's this concept of going, right, okay, there could be fried breakfast every, like for these 3 sessions, but do you actually need that? Could you attend the sessions, but actually eat breakfast prior? Could you have something else on the menu? If there's an alternative to a fried breakfast, could you actually ask for that instead? Could you think about eating before or eating afterwards? Or again, having a smaller portion? It's these kind of things where we just want you to get really, really savvy at making your decisions. And things like Valentine's Day are coming up. Now, that's one day out of an entire 28-day month. Some of you guys are going to be in relationships or married where you actually do celebrate that day and you want to. And I would fully encourage you to do that. But if you then said to me, well, I've got Valentine's Day this night, then it's my brother's auntie's third cousin's removed birthday on this night, and then I've got this celebration that night, then we've got a gathering with our friends, I would be saying, either fully take responsibility that you are not going to hit your goals in terms of a fat loss piece this week, or can you start to make decisions differently where you might choose to not actually attend some of this stuff? And that is a decision I want every one of you to get really good at making and starting to realize that what got you to where you are to being in this program, or for some of you before you joined this program, if you're not prepared to do anything differently, then that's just the definition of insanity, isn't it? Trying to do the same thing and expecting different results is just not going to happen. So we have to start to think, could I behave differently? Are there things that I can taper back on? Are there events that I could change the scenario so that we might be doing something that actually aligns with my health and fitness goals? Could I invite a friend with a free gym pass to come and train with me at the gym instead of going for a coffee? So actually, they might benefit from it. And you're going to have a gym buddy, just something a little bit different where you go, right, okay, my decision making process is just different as a result of being more mindful and more in control of the choices that I'm making. And I want to kind of talk through some of the decisions that do get made and the reasons why. So if you think about, so this was the graph that I shared into the group earlier. But if you guys think about that kind of how long it takes to get the gratification being on this side. So an immediate kind of gratification feeling versus the effort level. If you take something like, let's say, a takeaway, really low effort to get a takeaway, right? Like we're talking like extremely low effort, although they are very fucking expensive these days. But the effort is very, very low. The food is going to be delivered to you. You are having to do nothing for that effort. You walk to your front door, you're immediately gratified because you're immediately going to think, I'm filling up on this food. It's full of E numbers. I'm going to feel great. It's designed to get you to keep eating. So those kind of foods are designed to make you want more of them so that you don't leave the takeaway partway through. So it's immediate win with very, very low effort to reward ratio. Similar for a chocolate bar. If you want a chocolate bar, again, you're not the one having to make that chocolate bar. You're not grinding down the cocoa in order to create that chocolate. You can literally go to any supermarket, any corner shop. So again, really, really quick win, no effort required, maximum gratification. You're going to feel great when that chocolate touches your lips. Again, it is designed with the sugar, with the factors that go into it to make you feel like this is amazing. And that's going to make you want more of it because your gratification is super high, super fast. Same for going out for dinner. It's a very similar experience, low effort. You don't have to cook the food. Somebody else is going to be doing it for you. You're immediately going to feel really good because, again, the food is designed in rich butters, in really nice dressings. It's all designed for you to go away with a fantastic experience. And then we look at what we do inside of this program, right? So we take the gym, a lot of effort. Okay, so you've got to get to the gym or you've got to go train, even if you're training from home. We're talking about a lot of effort. You've got to train in a sustained state for that hour, let's call it on average. You are blowing out of your a-holes. It's a lot taking out of your body. So it's maximum effort. And guess what? Yes, you might feel really good as soon as you finish that session, but you're not going to come away and go, I can immediately see the difference in my physique. I can immediately see that I have toned my booty or that my legs are suddenly way toned, way more firm, or my arms, my back, whatever the muscle groups you've been working might be. You're not going to see those results for quite a long time. So now we've switched the balance, haven't we? Between that feeling of immediate gratification, which is what we're designed, like the whole world now is designed on this feeling of quick, immediate fixes, quick wins, quick results. But that's the exact opposite with the gym. Exactly the same with the nutrition piece. You might spend the time meal prepping. It's taking effort every single week. It takes effort to stay in a calorie deficit. It's taking a really long time for you to put the effort in to go, right, okay, I'm going to be doing this for the foreseeable future. So it's not minimal effort. It requires you to put that energy into it, to consciously put the right things into your body. And again, guess what? You jump on the scales the next morning, nothing looks different. It even if you do and you are dropping that £1, £2, £3 in the week, again, you're still not going to see those tangible differences really, really quickly. So again, that balance is completely the opposite to everything that you knew before you came into this program. So you've got to start rewiring your brains to accept that instant gratification for really low entry level effort, now we're shifting the balance. And that does come at a cost. It comes at the cost of your decision making. It comes at the cost of how badly do you actually want this? How much effort are you prepared to put in? And how much time are you prepared to wait to get results? Now, obviously, we want to expedite this process for every single woman to get there fast. And naturally, we want to be seeing those scales come down. But it is a question worth asking. How attached are you to immediate results? How attached are you to quick decision making and things that don't require a lot of effort on your part? And is that reflective of where you're at in your journey? So, if you want to start to see quicker results, can you actually start to pivot this balance so that it's actually working in your favor, but you take out the mindset of going, I need immediate results. I need to see everything overnight because again, that's the reason we don't do anything less than 12 weeks in here and we work in 12-week cycles. We want to get you as quickly as we can to that accelerated point, but some of the decisions we have to start questioning. And another great thing that you guys can do, whether you're coached by me or whether you're coached by Kat, if you're thinking, right, I've got all of these plans coming up, I've got all of these events, or there's things coming up in my diary, start to ask us, what would we do in your position? Genuinely ask the question, as long as you're happy that you might not get the answer you want to hear. You might not get the answer that you fall in love with. And we made sacrifices. So if we talk about Christmas to New Year, to me, absolute chaos. Not a massive fan. Don't like seeing 1,000,001 people in such a short amount of time. Everybody's trying to throw food down your face. Everyone's trying to throw alcohol at you, and it's just not really my vibe. And like we had to start making decisions that this was too exhausting. And like New Year's Day, we decided we're not doing anything. We upset people by making that choice that we were categorically not doing another dinner party. We were not being forced upon to have any alcohol. We were like, no, we're actually making the decision that we want to unwind. And this is our break as well, away from everything. We want to have a bit of downtime too. And yeah, we pissed off people. And you know what? I'm fully okay with that. I'm a pretty strong personality. Come for me as much as you like. But if I'm making a decision and I'm good with my decision, no one's challenging that. And that's how comfortable I am. When we're on holiday with family and people are drinking around us, I don't love alcohol. It's no secret. I don't hate it, but I don't love it. So if I'm going to be drinking it, it's probably going to be an amaretto sour and possibly a prosecco with elderflower. And if that's not on the menu, I'm not in. And then people start to go, well, why are you not drinking? Could we not get drunk? I don't want to. And challenge me again. Anyone could challenge me on that. It's like, no, no. I'm making my decision that I want to make. You drink if that suits you, but I'm choosing not to. To me, it's a waste of calories. And I would far rather eat some great food than have alcohol. And I am happy to challenge anybody that is close to me in my life. And again, if they don't look how I want to look, I am not taking advice from them. If they've got a six pack and they're saying to me, yeah, do this, I'll be like, yeah, you know what? You look great. You look great. I might follow what you're doing, but they don't. Nobody that tries to give you that kind of advice is actually doing the thing that you want to do. They haven't achieved it. So you've got to start thinking about what's right for you. Can you shift your mindset into looking at your longer term goals and going, right, you know what? I'm not looking for that immediate gratification. And I'm not saying cut out everything. I'm not saying that to you. But if you're doing 1,000,001 things in an average week, either accept that you are going to slow down that journey or accept that you might have to make some sacrifices in order to, like, you've lived a good life. Do you know what I mean? If you're in this program, you're here because you weren't saying no prior. But unless you want to see those changes, you're going to have to think slightly differently. And you're going to have to make some decisions that might piss people off, that might mean your social life reins in a little bit. And trust me, we've had people come into this program that every single week they still go out on the smash and they cannot get that around their head. This is too much effort for them. And that is fine. It's just not a good fit for them. And the goal of going out getting drunk with their girlfriends every single weekend means more to them than their health and fitness. But I can guarantee the people that do prioritize their health and fitness and maybe rein some of that stuff back in, even for a period of time, you're going to live longer. You're going to be healthier. You're going to be happier. Your body will thank you for it. You're going to be showing those really good, positive, sustainable challenge and health that we want to be doing to your friends, to your family, they're going to see this and they're going to see the results. And the moment you see the results is the moment you go, it was worth it. I've never had anybody lose a stone, 2 stone, 3 stone, 4 stone, etc. that's come into this program that's gone, that wasn't worth it. You know what? I'd really rather be 4 stone overweight again. I much preferred that lifestyle of all the instant gratifications, all of the decisions I was making. Take me back there. Nobody has ever said that because we all recognize that this is a lifestyle change and we want to be healthy. We want to reverse the aging process as much as we can. And let's be honest, we all want to be on this planet for as long as we can be. So it's just that consideration. I've spoken for a really long time. Does anybody have anything they want to add on that? Anybody at all? Anybody that wants to share an experience that you've had or anything where you're thinking, actually, I've got all of this stuff coming up. I could do with a bit of steer on navigating it. Anything at all while we're on? And did that make sense? Did that kind of picture of going, right, we actually need to switch things up a bit sometimes. Did that make sense? And I'm sorry if you were one of my examples. You're going, fuck you, Ash, fuck you. Thought I was doing really well.
Hi, hi Ash.
Hiya.
Hi, it's Ellen here. So I'm the breakfast girl, okay? We've about 12 breakfasts to navigate this week, and I've whittled it down to three, hopefully two small ones, and a black tea. So yeah, and that's on top of a what could have been a very heavy weekend last weekend with a jolly day out in Cardiff. Um, but I stick to Diet Coke, only had two, and I was fine. And you know what? Once the girls got over it and got merry, they accepted it. And you know what? It is what it is. I had a lovely day on Sunday then with a clear head and lots of energy to get stuff done. So
Exactly.
yeah, sorry I'm out of breath. I'm on my walk,
I could tell
trying to get the steps
in a
in.
good way. I was thinking she's definitely getting her steps in, fully on board,
Yeah,
obviously. And
but
did
thank you
it
so
feel
much for the advice.
did it feel good though on Sunday, waking up non-hungover? Did you actually think I'm happy with my decision?
Hell yes, yeah, definite. Didn't regret it at all. Didn't, yeah, definitely. It was the best thing.
Did
And
you
really
still
enjoyed the
have
day as well.
exactly that's what I was going to say. Did you still have a really good time even without the alcohol?
Yeah, yeah, definitely. I love people watching when they're drunk anyway, so
This is it. Sometimes it's great to be sober. No one else will love that because you can remember everything. And then everyone else is like, oh shit, Ellen was
yeah.
sober. What did we do?
Fab.
But
Yeah,
no,
thank you.
that's a really good share. And I appreciate that, Ellen. Thank you. I love your accent as well. It's great. Does anybody else have anything else that they want to bring up, that they want to share, that they might be struggling with, or even any questions while we're on? You always know that this is your time. This is your opportunity. Any program questions, any nutrition questions, step questions, challenges that you're facing, wins that you want to share, anything at all. Does anybody, the floor is yours. You can put it in the chat box as well if you don't want to unmute yourselves. That's absolutely fine. But any questions? Really struggled with this week with quitting smoking. Yeah, I did see that, Josie. First things first, you're a fucking rock star. Do you know what I mean? And I saw that in the group chat and I thought, fucking legend, because that again is a massive lifestyle choice that you have made the decision to actually take. And I absolutely love that for you. And it's not easy. It is definitely not easy. And I know you've been doing things like switching into the vape with the zero nicotine. I don't know whether you've tried the nicotine patches, the chewing gum trick as well. I mentioned that for somebody else, actually. I don't think it was for your question. I think somebody else was struggling with cravings, and it's a really similar trick where if you put something into your mouth, it feels like you're doing something. So if you're struggling with cravings and with smoking, obviously that's another thing that can help. But I mean, you've dig deep, girl, dig deep. What have you said? I've about eaten my house over. That's the downside, isn't it? That is a definite because what you've done is you've attached one habit now with another one. And what you need to try and do is attach the feeling of wanting to have a cigarette with a really good habit. So whether that is, I'm going to get out for a walk. Do you know what I mean? I'm going to try and move my feet. I'm going to move some steps. Try and pair it with something that is good for you rather than binge eating. Because otherwise, all you're going to do is one goal's going to come up and another's going to go down. And it's like this balance. The other thing you could try doing is journaling how it makes you feel. Every single time you are wanting a cigarette or you're wanting to binge eat as a result of not smoking, write down how it's making you feel and just put pen to paper, because that's another thing you can do to rewire your brain, to tell yourself, right, day one of giving up smoking, day two, day three, day four, how are you feeling? What have you achieved? And start to practice a bit of gratitude in that journaling as well, where you actually write one thing that you are really grateful for that day. And again, what it'll do is pair your thoughts with the ability to see something good, even in days and weeks where it's feeling like a major uphill battle, where you start to go, right, okay, I'm grateful that I was able to do this today, or I'm really grateful for somebody that helped me out in the supermarket, or whatever it might be. But then you start to trigger those neurons in your brain to say, okay, I feel better about this decision, but write down how you're feeling and keep a really good journal, because again, once you've accomplished this and you look back, you won't believe the journey that you've been on. And again, it's testament to who you are that you're even taking on the challenge. So don't lose sight of that when everything's feeling like an uphill battle. Don't lose sight of the fact that you've taken this on to better yourself and to prolong your life. That's ultimately why you're doing this, to get back into as good a health as you can. So honestly, good luck and just keep going with it, Josie. Like, really, like, credit to you for even starting that and giving it a fucking good go. And once you get through that barrier, every day will get easier and then it'll just be a thing of the past. But well done. Anybody else? We've got 3 minutes left. Any more for any more? Don't like to cut you off early. A double chin when I do that. I'm really conscious about my chin. I feel like I've got a double chin, and I'm like, is that an age thing? I'm like, it can fuck off. Because I'm like, keep seeing it in videos and photos. Recorded an entire podcast the other day, side on, and I was like, I'm never doing that again. That's not making it on YouTube, is it? But it is available. It's probably not as relevant for you guys. It's all about, if anybody is interested, my best friend and I, Ross, he's also a fitness coach, and we basically spent an hour discussing all things Ozempic, which is the all the rage, the new fat loss. Again, that instant gratification, that's what we're talking about. People looking for that shortcut, that easier, quick fix, something that they don't actively have to work for, and what that potentially does. So it is an interesting listen, if anybody wants to listen. And anybody that doesn't know about the podcast, let me know. I think everybody gets sent it on their way into this program anyway. So we are now back on it, uploading an episode every Monday. And if anybody's got any topics as well that they would love for us to cover off, then absolutely send them our way. Anything that we can discuss in a longer form ability where you can listen, take it in your own time, then that's only going to help. So yeah, let us know anytime that you think, oh, I'd love to understand more that goes on behind this, or why do we do this, or questions around anything really. So yeah, always just drop them in the group and I can tackle that in a podcast. But yeah, right. I think we're good, aren't we? Right. It was amazing. Again, love seeing so many of you join. We always appreciate seeing your faces and the ladies on the walking pad or getting the steps in. Like, honestly, we love you all so much. Make use of us as your coaches. Any times, any questions, use the group chat. All of you women motivate the fuck out of one another, and it's amazing to see that support. So, right. Enjoy the rest of your evening. Peace out, and I'll see you all on check-in day. Bye. Bye bye.